Thank you so much, Anna, for your continued support and coming out here today with a statement from Mark Leno. Now I want to have Supervisor Mirkarimi come and speak, who's been making sure that we have safe access through safe and legal regulations in San Francisco.
There are 11 states in the United States that have become Prop 215 states. Many cities within those 11 states have adopted the very regulations that in fact we instigated here in San Francisco, so that dispensaries do not have to operate in the subterranean dark atmosphere, but be able to operate in the eyes of their own state and local government in a safe atmosphere, so that patients, their people, our people, can have safe access. The only reason the DEA feels empowered and emboldened, and frankly the arrogance, to dismiss and to deny states' rights who have enacted our law is because our federal representatives are ignoring, quite frankly, what the DEA has chosen to do. It's simple. Marijuana should not be classified as a Class 2 violation. Ever since it has for all these decades, this is then what has fueled the war on drugs through the camp programs throughout this United States, throughout California, and it's been incredibly wasteful, incredibly harsh and severe, especially as it applies to medical cannabis.
Right.
The DEA has been given the license by the very representatives who were campaigning on the very idea that they believe in the compassionate use and legal use of medical cannabis. Then it's those exact same representatives that need to be held to answer as to why their outrage is so muted and why they would not speak to the DEA or even want to call for the kind of hearings that John Conyers should have already called for in allowing for this action to occur. The steps are very direct. Local government has done just about everything we possibly could, to the point now that our complete ability to empower a law has now been completely undermined by a federal representative or federal representative of the DEA. The only way to offset that is for us to tell, and it just happens to be the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, that they need to move fast and they need to accelerate so that they get the DEA to back off. There is no other way to step around this. It is direct. It has to be confronted by those in power. Our mayor should have sent a letter to Representative Pelosi asking for protection of the very laws that we passed and he signed, and asking that our own municipal right to self-governance on the very question that was enabled by Prop 215 and Senate Bill 420 be respected. Or else, when the federal government requires the mutual respect and mutual assistance of local and state governments, what message does that sound when you then breach with this level, I think, of dismissiveness? It is very simple. And what worries me is the lack of outrage that is not shared, I think, amongst even the people of San Francisco, who everybody will tell you, yes, we believe in medical cannabis. We believe in the dispensing of medical cannabis, but they are not requiring that their representatives stand up and actually see it dispensed with, I think, the respect that we had enacted. So this is really, really disconcerting. If the feds do what the feds have already started by giving letters to all the clubs in which that they are now saying shut down or we'll come down on you, and then while this building here and that building there remains silent, we have now gone backwards by 18 years to the very first days when California was just beginning to contemplate, not enact, what Prop 215 was all about. We should take to the streets, and we should require our representatives to be in the front lines. If they're not, then they need to hear from us. Thank you.